When it comes to gun ownership, where do you draw the line in America on gun ownership and gun use?
Brian, I am a gun owner, and Tim Walz, my running mate, is also a gun owner. We're not taking anybody's guns away. I feel very strongly that it is consistent with the Second Amendment and your right to own a gun to also say we need an assault weapons ban. They're literally tools of war. They were literally designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly.
So I don't know about y'all, but watching the debate the other day, I was laughing the whole time. I thought Kamala was being directed because I have never heard her speak like that in my life. And there was a lot of lying going on from Kamala. And in particular, the thing about people eating cats and dogs, and also about guns, what her plan is, how she plans on tackling what she calls gun violence. And I'm just gonna give everybody a quick recap because I think it's important what candidates say during debates, when everybody's watching, and then what they say when it's like an enclosed group, when it's a small group of people. Because in a small setting, people are more comfortable just telling everybody their plan. And we all know what Kamala's plan is. It's gun confiscation. It's banning what she calls assault weapons, red flag laws, list goes on and on.
This business about taking everyone's guns away, Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff. I support buybacks, and it's something I'm so passionate about and so looking forward to being president to address. We've got to deal with this.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory.
Okay, great. So you're not taking anybody's guns away. Can we just take that to the bank? It's pretty interesting how you added in there, well, Tim and I are both gun owners, so why would we take your guns away? Have you ever heard of the government? Have you ever heard of how the government operates? The government can do stuff and we can't do stuff. There are no laws within our government if you're high enough up. For us, it doesn't matter who you are. You know why it's like that? Because the government knows better. Because the government's untouchable. But why don't we go back to some of the things that you said in the past, Kamala, because I think people really need to understand how you are when you're not in front of the world, getting some lines from your earring, which clearly was an earpiece.
Make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that because I found the work fascinating.
You didn't think anybody would notice that? But no, it's okay, Kamala. You just use whoever's in your ear to help you out. Here's what she said about just gun confiscation. So that wasn't Kamala just being an idiot. She legitimately has said this in front of the world during a debate that she's going to essentially rip up the Constitution and say, you know what, we can't make an executive action to ban assault weapons, but we're going to do it anyways. Even Joe corrected her on it.
President Biden has said about executive orders. Some really talented people are seeking the nomination. They said, I'm going to issue an executive order. Biden saying there's no constitutional authority to issue that executive order when they say I'm going to eliminate assault weapons, saying you can't do it by executive order any more than Trump can do things when he says he can do it by executive order. Does the vice president have a point there?
Some things you can, many things you can't.
Let's let the senator answer.
Well, I mean, I would just say, hey, Joe, instead of saying no, we can't, let's say yes, we can.
Let's be constitutional. We got a constitution.
And yes, we can.
Then if all of that isn't enough, she said this during an interview.
Adding to your gun control agenda?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, but I mean, listen, I don't think we lack for great ideas. As I've said many times, we've been having great ideas for decades. The problem is that Congress has not had the courage to act. And that is why, from the beginning, I have said, my agenda includes attempting to get Congress to act, but if they don't within the first 100 days of my administration, I'm going to take executive action. Because what we need is action.
A mandatory gun buyback. Well, we know those work for sure. You know who those work for? For people who have no money, who need to feed their children, and giving their gun back to the government is a fair trade to be able to feed their kid. That's who gun buybacks work on. Or they work on gangs to where somebody just used a gun in a murder and they're like, oh, we can get money for this and get rid of it as well? Let's take advantage of the gun buyback program. Y'all realize that is most of the people who utilize gun buyback programs. I am willing to bet most of those guns have either been used in a murder, in an assault, have a defaced serial number. We can continue on. It's not normal everyday people who are like, oh my God, I can get $50 for my gun? Even though I paid $600 for it? Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds like a good trade. Look, at the end of the day, this is all crap. The government does not get to say, hey, we're from the government, so we can do whatever we want with your Constitution, including ripping it up, just because we've got issues in our country right now. It's wrong. It's wrong on so many different levels, but it's wrong in a way to where you really say, are they on our team? Who are they representing? Are they representing another country? Are they representing communism, Marxism? So here's what I would urge everyone, including the people who are watching this, who may be voting for Kamala. The reason why I am voting for Trump is not because of which side I'm on or any of that crap. It's simply because he is a person who supports freedom. And it's not just for the cookie cutter American. It's for everybody. You want to dress up like an animal and call yourself a dude when you're a woman? Go ahead. Just don't bring it into the schools. But dude, that's on you. But just don't get mad when everybody laughs at you or judges you. That's something that you're going to have to deal with. But that's freedom. People can do whatever they want. But what Kamala is doing is she's saying, well, you can have freedom. What she wants is somebody to be able to call the cops on you and say, you know what, this is a dangerous person, so just go take their guns without a warrant, without due process, anything. That's what she wants. And nobody on either side agrees with it, even though they say everybody does.